Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to No Creek Farms. Yep, I'm in the cow barn giving it a clean up. I think it might be time we need to consider replacing the super broom. It's done a great job keeping this clean. I think the amount of waste that these cows are producing now and the mess they make is getting a little bit beyond using a broom to sweep it all up and get rid of it. But it has served us very well. It's got us to where we are, and 180 cows currently in the herd, so no wonder they are creating such a mess. Let's put that down there. That looks much better, much cleaner. Now they've got plenty of food, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm making another mountain of manure, and we'll just top their water up while we're at it. So that's them all sorted out. Now, first things first, we're going to jump in the truck. We've got the auger set up already, and we're going to get some corn sold. I think at the end of the last episode we were talking about the value of the corn, and if we just take a quick look there, you'll see we're at just under, or just over $28.40, just under the $30 mark there for our corn. Got about 11,000 bushels to sell. So we're going to jump in the truck and start getting some of that sold. Just take a quick look at the milk price there. It is on its way up, so we'll keep an eye on that and get some more money in the bank, which I've actually already spent. I've ordered some new equipment. It is on a truck. It is on its way here. We haven't paid for it yet, but I did tell the dealer that we had quite a bit of corn and it was all going to be sold today. So that's on its way. It's being shipped here, and I need it before we can really do any more work in the grass fields or the hay fields. We can obviously get a windrow, but we need what's turning up before we can carry on. Too much past that. So hopefully by the time we've got this corn all sold, we'll be able to have that arrive and get down into the fields. I'm just going to jump in here. Let's just get this all opened up, and hopefully might have to, here we go, and get in the right position. We'll have to jump back in the auger. It would be great if this just kept filling instead of having to do this every time. There we go. That's all good to go. So we'll just jump onto a little bit of a time lapse maybe. We'll see how I actually put this together, but we'll get some of these loads of corn sold and see when we're finished. And there we are. That is our corn all sold, and when you can see the account figure there, $317,000 there or thereabouts total income. So that is more than going to pay for what I have on the way, and will leave us plenty in the bank to invest in something else as well. I'm just going to move this out of the way so there's some space for when the truck does arrive, that they have somewhere to park. Just leave that there. Now, our next plan is to start on the windrow. So we'll go and get, I think we're going to use the 4840 this time. Just mix it up again. Get that out of the shed, and we will go and hook up to the windrow and make a start on that. So there we go, we've got the rake hooked up here, so we can head over. We're going to go do the first field we mowed, one over the road. But just before we do, I have just had a call from the truck driver who is bringing our delivery to us, and they are just around the corner. So we'll just wait until they get here and give them a hand to unload what is coming for us. And there we have it. Brand, well, new to us tractor. It's not a brand new model tractor, but it is new to us. New square baler there and a front loader with bale fork on it. So we'll go and get this all unloaded, and I'm looking forward to using this actually. We'll just carefully drive this off the ramp. There we go. Right, let's just park up and take a quick look at what we have. So up front here we've got a 6910S 150 horsepower tractor, wide tyres, rear weights. It's got a 640 front loader there and a nice sized bale fork. Good height on it as well, which will be just fantastic for stacking some big square bales. Which on the back here we've got this John Deere 1424C baler. So I'm quite excited to give this a go. Quite excited to do something other than round bales. Obviously that's all we've had so far on the farm, but I'm just looking forward to being able to stack these on the trailer instead of those round bales. Hopefully with that fork, with the height, we can stack them, lift them up, and I'm also hoping that we're going to have a bit more stability in this tractor than we did with the Moline. So we'll just jump in and have a quick look. Very nice in cab. Now the main reason I've gone with this tractor, I actually grew up driving one of these on the farm, so everything here, all of the console and everything on the side looks very familiar to me. So I've wanted to have one on a series for a long time, have not had the opportunity or found the right time, and this was it. There we go. That's our new purchase. Just over $200,000 it cost, $205,000. So we will have to make sure that we get some money to the dealer. But for now, we'll send the truck off on their way. We'll jump back in the windrow and go and get the first field road up. And then I think we'll set the worker going in the next fields with the windrow, and we'll carry on baling. Just pulling in here to the field, we'll get the windrow all unfolded, all 8.5 meters of it. And then if we get it lowered down, we should be able to start getting some swaths here ready for the baler. Now I will make the use of the GPS we've got here, set this up along this edge, and just crack into this, I guess. There's our first field all rode up, ready to start baling, which I am quite excited about. Looking forward to getting into that tractor and new baler. But first we'll take the windrow over to the other fields. We'll set the worker going with course play on one of those. I might actually do the field on the left, or the left hand side of that field first, just mindful of the fact we've got a few trees, or a couple of trees in the right hand side, which course play and the worker will not cooperate very nicely with, I expect. So So we'll head down and we'll get them set up down there. I might, just as we're going past this section up here, do a windrow in one direction and pick it up again when we come back. So we'll get down to the field and get them started. Right, the work is underway. We have started them off doing the up and down rows. Just means when they get to the end and turn, because I don't know if they'll pick this up. I don't think they'll lift this at the end. That does mean they'll sort of keep on windrowing around the corners. However, if we have it on headlands last, they will come around and tidy up all those pieces that they don't quite get. So we'll leave them going. We'll see what sort of mess we have to deal with later on when we come down here. But let's get back up to the yard and get the new tractor out and go. So here we have it. We will get this all over to the field. We have set the bale capacity up a little bit. We've gone for 8,000 litre bales, just so it's a little bit easier to work with the feed mixer. That big 100,000 litre feed mixer won't take quite so many bales to fill and get some food mixed. But let's get this baler set up. We've got the back open there, be able to turn it on, drop the pickup and start making some tracks. I think the power demand for this was 140 horsepower and we've gone for a 150 horsepower tractor, so it did take a while there just to get going, but now we're underway. It seems to be humming along, so just wait until this first bale comes out and see how it all looks. Working well so far. Good size pickup. We don't seem to be missing anything. Means our first bale is made and on its way out the back of the chute there. There it is, first bale just about on the ground. I'm going to drop out right here on the corner, is it? Let's see, we are, there we go, there it is there. We're just struggling a little bit for power up the hill, which surprised me actually. I thought being quite a bit higher than the recommended power for the baler, well, not quite a bit high, but higher than the recommended power, we wouldn't have an issue. Which is a little bit frustrating. There is a chip-tuned option for this tractor, which added a few more $1,000s onto the price. Bumped it up to 185 horsepower, I do believe. So we may have to consider doing that. To bear in mind too, this field is quite a bit flatter, even though it's a little bit rolly and undulating. It is generally flatter than the other fields are, so I think we're going to have to do something about this power. I'll tell you what, we'll get down to the end, we'll go and grab the pickup, we'll come over and see if we can plug a chip into it. So I've actually figured it was probably easier to come over to the shop and take a look at this. So just having a quick look here in the options. This here, the 6910S is what we went for, 150 horsepower. But if we just bump it up a little bit here, add an extra 6 grand, we can go for 185 horsepower with some chip tuning. And I just need to make sure we have all the other configurations we had. So we did have a 760 kilo weight on the front. We wear wide tyres and weights. And everything else is as we had it. Let's go through and add that. We'll get backed out, hook back up to the baler and see if that has made a difference. I would say I will be disappointed if I can't use this tractor. But we are within the recommended power range for the baler, so fingers crossed. Let's get back over there and see how it all goes. Well, it certainly started off a whole lot better. Felt a bit more responsive and faster off the start. And I feel like we've got up to speed a little bit quicker, but we'll wait until we get up here onto a little bit of a hill and see if we slow down too much or not. We did lose a little bit of speed there, but not as noticeable as it was before. So, fingers crossed, that little improvement should make a difference. I do have to remember that we have to pay the dealer, so I won't forget to do that before the end of the day. I feel I may have spoken a little too soon here. Still not convinced. It's only 5 miles per hour here running back up the field. Better than it was, but it's still not quite what I had expected. We'll soldier on in this field, get this all done, and then we may look at potentially having to swap over to the 8330 when we get over to the yard, and putting that on the baler, because we are pretty confident that we'll have the power to pull this without any issues. We'll perhaps give that a go and see how it works out. I'm not disappointed with the tractor. I did want to get a new loading tractor, but yeah, just not quite able to figure out what the problem is here. I guess the ratings are based on flat ground, and our farm, while it's not super hilly, is certainly a little bit undulating, so something to learn from there. Well, that's the field finished. 19 bales in total out there, all 8,000 litre ones of course. But we are going to head back over to the farm. We'll swap out the tractors and see how this runs on the bigger tractor. I'm guessing it won't be a problem. There's only one way to find out. So we'll get them swapped over and head down to see how it all goes. Alright, tractor changed over, and we will head down and make a start. I did check on the worker, they are almost finished that first section, so we'll be able to get straight into that. And then keep an eye on them while they work on the right hand side of the field. Alright, same deal, we'll get this unfolded, turned on, lowered down, and head off on our way around the headlands. And like I said, I don't think this tractor's going to be short power at all to pull this. So certainly doing it easy at the moment, although mindful that it is downhill. But even the other tractor pulled it fine downhill. It was the uphill where we had the problems. We'll have to wait till we get onto a steeper section just to see how it's going. It does make me feel a little bit better that even going up this hill, the tractor is struggling, still not able to achieve the 12 miles per hour it does on the flat or downhill. So this is 290 horsepower, more than double the recommended horsepower, and quite a lot higher than the 6910 was. So it's a little bit reassuring that there is certainly a big dip in power demand going up hills with the baler. Interesting, I have not noticed it with any other piece of equipment before, so there we go. You can see the worker over there in the background, they have started windrowing in the other field. So like I said, we will keep an eye on them as they get to the trees and negotiate those. But for now, I'm just going to power on with this and get this baling done. It's all finished here on the left hand side, just waiting now for the rake to come around, finish the last headland pass, and then we'll be able to jump over here and to get that bit started. Now I think we ended up with about 21, 22 bales out of that side, so it's good. I think 35 or so all up, somewhere around that number, and then we should get a decent amount out of this side too. Once the rake's done there, I've just got that little bit out there to rake. I'll have to do that manually. It's not worth trying to set up a play course or anything for that. So we'll go and get the worker all turned off, disconnected, and carry on with the baling. I was planning to bale this field all myself, but then I thought actually we can use the play course that I had set up for the Winra. So there we go, we've got the worker running on that same course doing that, which frees us up to go and grab the new tractor with the front loader, grab the trailer and come down and start getting some bales stacked up. So we will go and do that. We'll leave them going and make a start on clearing the bales out of the fields. I've got the old bale trailer here hooked up on the back of the tractor. We'll get down into the field. I'll have to unhook the trailer obviously and then load onto it. Being a dual axle, it's easy enough to do that with the turntable up the front. So I'll be keen to see if it's easier to stack with the square bales than it was with the round bales. It should be in theory, but as we all know, theory and practice are often not the same thing. But I think if we go down and park sort of down the bottom in that depression will probably be the best place to park, stop the trailer rolling away or anything like that, and should give us a decent level area to load on and also be quite centered to the field. So we'll drop that off there and go and get our first few bales picked up. Got my first 3 bales all picked up here. Certainly this tractor is much more stable than the Molinas with the loader on the front. We've got the weights in the back wheels, but we don't even have any other weight on here. But we are picking up 3 bales pretty comfortably. Let's just see how well I can get them put here on the back of the trailer. Looks reasonably good. Right, well I think we're just going to crack on. I'll put this onto a little bit of a time lapse with the bale loading. Do my best to keep the view as steady as she goes. And we'll see how many we can get on one load and get them up to the shed. the last little piece here of this field done. I think that is everything in there, which is fantastic to see that one finished. Now we have managed to clear all the bales off there on the left hand side, which really just leaves us the little section out here to get done. So we'll crack on and do this, and then it'll be time to clear all the bales. It went reasonably well the first load. That tractor and front loader and everything is fantastic. 3 bales on the front's a little bit light in the back wheels if you're facing downhill, so something to be careful of. And I did realise when I got back up to the shed that we hadn't actually created any good clear space to stack these bales up, as we still had some round hay bales in there too, which I'd want to use first just before they deteriorate or lose their quality. So we'll just get this little piece finished and then see where we're at. And there we go, all finished with the hay. So we'll just get those last couple of bales spat out. We'll fold up the tail there and head back up to the yard. But all in all, a good day's work. The baler's been good. It's just the tractor's just seems to need a little bit more horsepower than I expected it would. Fortunately we had this tractor we could run it behind. I still don't think we've wasted our money on the 69 series. The 6910 down there. It's proving to be a very capable loading tractor. Pulled the trailer no worries, so I'm sure we will find plenty more uses with it. We do have a lot of rocks that we need to go and sort out from down in the back fields where we ploughed, so maybe we could put the bucket on the front and go down and do that as well. We're just going to leave this here, probably in the way. Needs a bit of a wash, a bit dirty, and then we'll need to figure out where we're going to put it to find some space in the sheds. But I'm actually going to wrap this episode there. I think we'll leave the rest of the bales. Actually, I might tidy a lot of them up before the next episode, then maybe just leave the last load to do at the start of the next episode, and do a final count on how many bales we made, and spend a little bit of time tidying up the shed, maybe move some bales around and get that a little bit more organised. I do hope you have enjoyed that episode. We are not going to be running out of hay anytime soon, which is good news. Keep the cows nice and well fed. But as always, thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.